Don't sail off without your booty, and Ubisoft's new pirate-themed open-world action RPG. Skull and Bones coming to consoles and PC a decade after it was originally conceived as an expansion for Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Should it have stayed that way? Let me know what you think after watching this video. On to the story. When you talk about the story in the game Skull and Bones, you really shouldn't get your hopes up, and you really shouldn't have high expectations. Game director Ryan Bernard states, Skull and Bones is not a narrative-driven game. We have narrative pieces in the game. You'll meet important NPCs called Kingpins, which have their own stories that you'll learn as you develop rapport with them by taking on contracts with them. There is an underlying story to the game with which we build the entire world's lore, but that's not the main focus. We want players to create their own stories and be able to choose the type of pirate they want to be. Bernard calls the progression system infamy, and he states that it will be the driving force in this game's campaign. Given that this is a live service experience, this isn't that surprising that the story isn't the center of attention, but it is disappointing for those who seek a fresh single-player pirate adventure.
Even when death seems a certainty, do not give up.
This game was originally set in the Caribbean. It was moved to the fantastical Hyboria, then finally the Indian Ocean. Before we get into the gameplay experience, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for all the PlayStation news, reviews, and analysis. So when Skull and Bones was first revealed, it looked more like a Rainbow Six Siege type of gameplay than it appears now. The game was a small PvP where each player took on the role of a ship, fleshed out with specialized guns and armor, and then two teams would blast each other to pieces with their cannons and muskets. But that's all changed, or it's no longer a focus. Skull and Bones now is an action RPG game. You start life as a shipwrecked pirate. You have to scout out resources to build a tiny, practically defenseless little boat. And from those humble beginnings, you raise yourself to be a pirate lord. Using your ship, you sail around an open world scouting out lumber, precious metals, and all other resources that you could need to craft equipment. You'll face AI enemies such as other ships, but also wild animals, like hippos and sharks, and you'll harvest more resources and booty from them, using it to trade for money at pirate dens and other outposts, or using it for crafting. The best way to earn money, equipment, and blueprints is to take on contracts. These jobs will see you hunting down bounties, assaulting towns, or seeking out long-lost treasure. The contracts you have access to are determined by your own infamy, and completing contracts will also help you raise your infamy level. And if you don't know what infamy is, it's basically just how well known you are. While you can buy gear and ships with the other booty you pick up, Skull and Bones lets you craft equipment to fit out your ship. As you roam the 7 seas of Skull and Bones, you'll discover blueprints. These may be rewards for completing contracts or hidden away at the bottom of treasure chests. They will also be essential for the game's crafting system. With blueprints and resources you find in the world, either from scavenging, shipwrecks, harvesting natural resources, or hunting animals in the sea, you can build entirely new ships, creating new weapons and armor, and upgrading all of them to fit in your ship. Some of the most powerful hulls and equipment will need to be crafted. So if you want to become the most fearsome pirate of the 7 seas, you'll have to invest your time in crafting and blueprints. There will be multiple ship types in Skull and Bones, with each of their own strengths and weaknesses. There are 3 types of ships that Ubisoft has confirmed in the Ubisoft Forward event. Those ships were cargo ships, navigation ships, and firepower ships. There may be more types we've yet to see, but as well as these categories, we know there are multiple hulls of each type. So there will be lots of opportunities to find the perfect ship for your playstyle. First, we have cargo ships, which are larger and slower than cover ship types. Cargo ships have large hulls that let you carry much more loot than any other type of ship. While they might not be as good in a fight as firepower ships, nor as fast as the navigation ships, if you take cargo ships into battle, you won't need to leave any loot behind. Next, we have navigation ships. While you won't have as much armor or hardpoints where you can install lines of cannons, the navigation ships are the fastest and most maneuverable type of vessel. Not only are they good for scouting ahead, in a battle, a good captain will be able to weave between their enemies and stay hidden of their guns. Their own weakness is a small hold, so this ship type is best used when you have a friend to help you pick up the loot after battle. Lastly, we have firepower ships. If you want to bring the fight to a battle, then this is going to be the ship for you. It may not be as fast or as maneuverable as navigation ships. It may not have the armor or the hold of a cargo ship, but the firepower ship can load up the most guns and dominate the battlefield. So the choice is up to you. What kind of ship do you think you'll choose? Skull and Bones made its debut as a PvP game, but since then it has evolved into a survival game that can be played entirely solo. And that's actually a pretty drastic change from the original version for Ubisoft's open world pirate game. However, Skull and Bones multiplayer still exists in a changed form. While the whole game can be played alone, you can open it up to other players, both friends and foes. When taking on contract missions and set out in the open world to earn loot, you can invite other players into your party, joining up to take on the mission together. Yes, it'll make the game a little easier, but you will need to split some of the earnings, because you'll often find yourself taking on more enemies and earning more loot than you can even hold. And sharing it with a friend doesn't mean that you'll end up with less. You can also open your game to enemy players, turning the 7 seas into a PvP arena. While you can't be attacked in the safe waters around a pirate's den, as soon as you slip out of its boundaries, you can be targeted by other players. Of course, on the way out to a mission, you may not attract much attention, but when you're on your way back to port, enemies will see you as a high value target, and may come down to hunt you. In this way, PvP and co-op still do have a part in Skull and Bones, but it is in a much reduced form. And one thing that you need to know is that there won't be any hand-to-hand combat.
We will take what's ours.
When this game was first announced, it was only confirmed to release on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, though back then it was due for release in 2018. After many delays and the launch of the new generation of consoles, Skull and Bones has now dropped PS4 and Xbox One. It'll still be on PC, but on consoles, it's now coming to PS5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S. It costs $70 US on consoles and $60 on PC. In addition to the standard version of Skull and Bones, Ubisoft is offering a premium edition for $90. The premium edition, as detailed by Ubisoft, includes Skull and Bones based game, 3 days early access, premium bonus pack, Bloody Bones captain outfit and Ashton Corsair ship set with 11 different ship vanity items, 2 extra missions, the Asher Corsair and Bloody Bones Legacy, 84-page digital art book, digital soundtrack, and a Smuggler Pass token that unlocks a battle pass. So right now I have mixed feelings about this game. I was able to play the beta and it was okay. The game looks amazing, but I'm nervous that the game will get a little boring after some time. And for a game that's $70, I don't want to get bored of this game, but we will see. I'm curious to see if they add anything new to the game, like more story or more multiplayer aspects to the game to make the game last longer. But how do you guys feel about the new Skull and Bones game? Will you be buying it? The game will be linked down below if you want to check it out. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Pause for now, play forever. AK out.